call that regular meeting of Jackson County Board of Education to order. And as we always do, we're gonna take the first few moments to reflect on the things that are going on in our system and our state, county, nation. And we're gonna take a moment of silence or prayer, whatever you choose to do. I will certainly choose to pray for the things that are going on. And as you're there, please keep this board in mind and our system, our teachers, our support folks. It's a lot of moving pieces to take care of these babies and these students, and I can assure you that we all covet your prayers every day. So if you'll bow with me, please. Thank you. So we have a pretty full agenda, but we're going to group as much stuff as we can. And we have like I said earlier in the work session, you know, once we get to the point, I would like to be able to suspend the rules to approve our job description, and we don't have to add that suspension of the rules now. We can do it when we get there, but are there any modifications or additions, subtractions to add to this agenda? And do we have a motion to approve the agenda as it is presented?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Is there a second? We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So this agenda has been approved, and the first thing we have on our regular agenda is an executive session. Mr. Porter, do we have calls to go into executive session?
Yes, sir, you do, to discuss good name and character of
Okay.
individual.
All right, so we have, hearing Mr. Porter's explanation, we will now entertain a motion to go into executive
I'll make
session.
a motion.
Have a motion?
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of moving to executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we're now in executive session. I promise you this won't take long, so we're gonna. We will entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of coming to executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now in executive session, and we'll move right into our general business. Under general business A, consider a motion for any corrections, additions, or deletions to August 16th, 2023 board meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. B, consider a motion to approve the budget for the fiscal year 2024, and that is just what Jeff has presented, and you all have a copy of that.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of approving that budget, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. C, consider a motion to approve the contract to transfer the Paint Rock School property to the trustees of Alabama A&M University, and to authorize the superintendent to execute the contract for the transfer and the deed on behalf of the Board of Education.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of approving that transfer, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. D, consider a motion to approve the bid for door access controls to Farmers Telephone Cooperative in the amount of $248,850.
Make a motion.
A motion? I'll second that. Any discussion?
That is a grant. Mr. Roden received a grant for that, and we went through the bid process, and these are adding about 105 doors. He's ready.
Proceed.
I thought Cody Brown is answering that. I thought maybe he's on top of it. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Roden, for that and for the discussion and information. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving that bid, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. E, consider a motion to approve the bid for fencing to Renegade Fencing in the amount of $181,955.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion, second. Any discussion?
This is at the,
It's here. It's what was taken out of the original bid, and that's considerably less than was originally projected for that amount. And that was bid out, and that is the winning company.
All right. We have a motion, second. Had some discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. F, consider a motion to approve the purchase of 25 ViewSonic 4K Ultra HD Interactives in the amount of $49,500.
Make a
We
motion.
have a motion?
Second.
Second, any discussion?
Again, that's a grant, Ms. Ashley Lee wrote and won.
All right, thank you very much. We have a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. G, consider a motion to approve the 5-year capital plan.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of approving that 5-year capital plan, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. H, consider a motion to approve the contract between the Jackson County Board of Education and Bright Signs Interpreting for Student Services.
I make a motion.
Have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of approving that, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I, consider a motion to approve the 2023-2024 fiscal year salary schedules.
I make a motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of approving those salary schedules, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. J, consider a motion to approve the deletion of the fixed assets.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
second. Did you get one of those, Jenna? Had two. Yep, that's good enough. Any discussion? All in favor of approving those fixed asset deletions, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. K, consider a motion to approve the purchase of open court reading material from Publishers Warehouse in the amount of $44,111.15.
I make a motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of approving that purchase, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Just for clarification on this one, initially in our work session, we said that we were gonna suspend the rules and adopt this ELA job description. That is not the case. We had that presented to us, and it is gonna lay until our next regular meeting. So we will not suspend the rules to accept that. That is a change. All right, moving into personnel, we have one miscellaneous. I'll read that one, and then we're actually gonna be grouping some stuff together shortly. But under miscellaneous here, A, consider a motion to rescind the employment of Sierra Matthews as a countywide instructional aide.
I make a
We
motion.
have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of rescinding that employment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under resignations, consider a motion to accept the resignation of Jacqueline Tate, countywide EL instructor, EL aidance for effective September 13th, 2023.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of accepting that resignation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And now we have leaves, there's a number of those. We will accept those in one motion unless there's an objection. And hearing none, we will consider a motion to accept leaves in A through F at the designated times.
I make a motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of approving the leaves A through F, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have a number of transfers. We'll take those in a motion unless there's an objection. We're gonna consider a motion to accept the transfers in A through E at their designated time, designated location.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of accepting those, transfers, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Again, we have a number of employments. We're gonna take those in one motion unless there's an objection. Hearing none, we will consider a motion to employ the individuals in A through N at their designated location, designated time.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
second, any discussion? All in favor of approving those, employments A through N, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Under contracts, we have, we're gonna take those, A through F in one motion unless there's an objection. Okay? The coaching assignments is gonna be separate, so this is gonna be contracts A through F. So consider a motion to approve, contracts A through F. And those individuals are listed separately, which includes principal contracts, probationary principals, coordinators and supervisors, teams.
I make a motion.
We have a motion to accept A through F.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving those contracts A through F, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we're down to coaching assignments. So we have coaching assignments A through D, and we're gonna take those in one motion unless anybody has an objection. So, do we have we're gonna consider a motion to approve the coaching assignments A through D, their designated location.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
So we have a second. I think Mr. Knight is gonna.
Abstain.
He's gonna abstain from this vote, Jenna. So we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? All for approving, coaching assignments A through D, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries and those are approved. As far as announcements go, I guess we need to announce our next board meeting.
While you're looking at your calendar, just look at October 18th. Don't forget we have a fall break, so we won't be in school on October the 9th through the 13th, so if that works. But I've got a couple of announcements while you are looking at your calendars. First, each board member is going to receive a certificate tonight from the Alabama Association of School Boards in recognition of successfully completing all School Board Governance Improvement Act training requirements. So I have one for Mr. Gorham, Dr. Guess, Mr. Matthews. Actually, Mr. Matthews also completed level 2 of the School Board Member Academy. Mr. King and Mr. Knight. Congratulations.
All right.
And a couple other announcements, just so that everybody's aware. It's been scheduled on the calendar. It's not gonna pop up and surprise anyone, but we have an e-learning day, which there's very few scheduled this school year, but we have an e-learning day scheduled for Monday, September the 25th. Again, fall break is October the 9th through the 13th. And a big day for all juniors will be on October the 17th. We'll have the ACT for all 11th graders that day, and the following day on the 18th, all seniors will take the work keys exam. That's district dates.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Davidson. And, I know that in the past, when we got those level 2 certificates, we got gift certificates, but
I'm still waiting on mine.
still waiting on yours. I hated to point that out, but didn't hate to point it out too, so. So we will schedule our next, regular board meeting for October the 18th. That's kinda on our regular pattern, and we will have work session at 5 and board meeting to follow.
And we'll have presentations that night from Mr. Colvin from Federal Programs. He went to a Federal Programs conference, and we'll have some updates on everything that we've done with units and funding. And then we'll have a presentation from Pisgah High School, Mr. Darwin, give us an update on how everything's been going at Pisgah, including temporary bleachers there and at North Sand. And we'll be back on a regular rotation of principal updates.
Does anybody have anything else? Any board member have anything else? And we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
We are now adjourned. Thank you for being here.